everybody, I'm Laura Trump coming to you from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. It was a Democrat who once famously said, "It's about the economy, stupid." Well, that statement was never more accurate as we head into 2020 under the economic leadership of Donald Trump. Joining me to discuss the outlook for 2020 as the Trump economy continues to grow is the former Ohio Secretary of State and longtime GOP leader, Ken Blackwell. Ken, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to have you on the show.
Laura, it's good to be with you, and it's a good time not only to be an American, but being an American on Team Trump.
You got that right. Well, we couldn't agree with you more. Now, I want to start out by reading you some numbers, and I want to get your reaction to them. 4.1, 4.3, 3.8, and 2.8%. Ken, these are the latest unemployment rates in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. What do you think numbers like this mean for critical swing states as we look into the 2020 election?
It means that incomes are up, families are doing better, people are working, and the president has kept to his promise to build and expand an opportunity society, not a welfare state. Americans want to work. We are workers, and the president has put Americans back to work. Those are numbers that mean a whole lot politically in those critical swing states. People are not blind to the fact that it is the president's initiatives, his leadership, that has put them back to work.
Yep. And under this president, he promised us in 2016 that he would bring jobs back, that he would lower the unemployment rates in this country. He has done that. He was just in Pennsylvania at a Trump rally, and he talked about job growth this week. Let's take a look.
We've got the hottest economy anywhere in the world. The United States added 263,000 jobs just last month, far exceeding any expectations. Right here in Pennsylvania, we've added 155,000 new jobs, including 20,000 new construction jobs. Nobody thought that was possible.
All right, Ken, you heard it from the president right there. Isn't that proof that tax cuts, deregulation, and new trade deals actually work and it's benefiting the people of this country?
Oh, absolutely. You know, there was a person who once said that capitalism without capital is just another ism. The president understands capital. And what he's done through cutting red tape, through cutting taxes, is to, in fact, create an environment where $2 trillion or more that were sitting offshore now are coming back to the United States, working for our economy, giving us sustained economic expansion and growth and job creation. The president understands that great nations are not the products of great governments. They are the products of good people doing great things together. He is not only the leading advocate for capitalism, he is the leading advocate for putting Americans back to work and making America great and greater again.
And we see it every single day. It is so true. Now, a recent Gallup poll showed that Americans' view of the job market has actually hit a new high, with 71% agreeing that this is a good time to find a quality job. What do you think that says about our overall economic outlook? I mean, 71% seems like a pretty good number to me.
Oh, absolutely. And the American people are optimistic people. They don't want a leader that is a downer, that is always beating down the American story and the American dream. This president is leading us to a new era of prosperity and a new era of American greatness. Look, we didn't become the greatest democracy and the greatest economic power in the history of the world by accident. We did it through hard work and leadership like what the president is providing us. And no matter how negative the Democrats go, Americans will say the proof is in the pudding, and this pudding is an expanding economy and jobs.
And I don't think, Ken, that many people are falling for it anymore. I think there are a lot of
That's
people
right.
out there who, they may have voted differently in the past. They may have voted for the Democrats, but they've got a full-time job now instead of a part-time job. They have more money in their pockets. I tend to think people want to keep that going. And so that's why everyone keeps asking, how do we feel looking into the 2020 election? I keep saying we feel great because I think people are going to want to hang on to those higher paying jobs as we see the wages go up across this country. And there's so much that I don't understand when it comes to the Democrats. But we do have Democrats like Joe Biden that say that middle-income Americans are not benefiting from this economy, but then they turn around and they also claim that our economic growth is thanks to Barack Obama. What's going on here, Ken? They're trying to have it both ways. I don't understand what they're doing.
Look, undercover, Barack Obama was a big proponent of expanding the welfare state. He was, in fact, a socialist in waiting. Now the firebrands of the Democrat Party are not socialists in waiting. They are all-out socialists and government expansionists. The president once again has resisted this, and he has met their negativity with a positive outlook. And more importantly, they have run up against a fighter, someone who is not going to roll over and just go away because of their negativity and their attempts to bully normal Americans who were not ready to accept Barack Obama's, assertion that we had to adjust to a new normal.
Right.
That's right. That was crazy.
That was crazy. But I never thought of how you just put it, that he was sort of an undercover socialist in a way. And now they're just out there and they're happy to say we're running on a socialist platform. But I think that scares a lot of people in this country, and rightly so, because you look around the world and where socialism has been implemented, and you think about what some of these candidates now running on the Democrat side are proposing. It's very scary, Ken, to think about the prospect of one of these people taking control of this country and what might happen. Do you think that there are enough people out there, though, that understand how dangerous it is to consider a socialist as president?
Absolutely. If you look throughout all American history and world history, socialism is a failed economic and political model. And people are, they are resistant to a big, suffocating central government. And that's the way socialism is. Socialism puts the power in government, not the hands of free people. And so that's why the president's message are basically pushing back and saying that he's going to put a harness on the growth and expansion of government because he understands that by putting a harness on government, that creates the opportunity for individual freedom and individual creativity. And that is what is at the heart of the American story. And the other part, Laura, is that what those who framed the Constitution understood was that our human rights are not grants from government. Right. They are gifts from God. And there's not a government on the face of the earth that can give you your freedom and your human rights. Governments can only get out of the way so that you can enjoy them. And that's what is at the heart of the president's message, not only his message, but his actions.
Yep, very well said, Ken. Now, finally, we have to talk a little bit about 2020 and what we see happening there. I continue to say that people are going to go in and vote for Donald Trump, even if they didn't vote for him in 2016. I think his numbers are going to be higher because with all these economic indicators on the rise, don't you think his base is going to grow broader and more diverse as we head into 2020?
Oh, I do. In the final analysis, I don't look at just one poll, which is a snapshot. I look at trends in polls, and the trends in the polls are moving in the right direction for the president. More and more people are connecting their prosperity, their safety with this president's agenda and leadership. And as we get to 2020, he's going to have more electoral college votes than he did in 2016.
Couldn't agree with you more. I say it all the time. Well, Ken, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for everything you're doing every day fighting for this country. We really appreciate it.
Good to be with you, Laura.
As they say, it's all about the economy, stupid, especially as the Trump economy keeps growing all the way to Election Day 2020. That's the real news for today. I'm Laura Trump from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. Thanks for joining us, everybody.